Okay, so for personally, my own expectation is obviously just to do better than last year. That's the only expectation I have for myself. I think competing in any competition really is me against me, irrespective of where I place. I'm just here to make sure that I do better than what I did the year before. Yeah, expectations of the actual event itself, I can already see that so much has even changed and evolved and gotten better since last year, and it's been getting better throughout the years. I mean, I've only been doing it for a short period of time from 2018, but already I can see it's evolving and growing like tremendously, like the magnitude of it's just amazing. More competitors, more female competitors as well, so that's also encouraging to see more females participating and more people and competitors from around South Africa gathering together to compete. It's awesome to be part of. So I do believe when we're out there in the field, we're doing the exact same work. If there's a patient that weighs 90 kilograms in front of me, there's a patient that weighs 90 kilograms in front of a man. We both come to work, we're expected to do the same job function, right? But I know that, and I'm sure you can relate, and anybody in any profession can relate to just, using individuals for their strengths and building on their areas of improvement or their weaknesses. Okay, so the areas of development they have to develop, and the areas of strength we obviously use and capitalize on that. So even though we expected to do the same work, and females can do what men can do, we can do the same things, but for a female to be able to do what a man can do, we do have to put in a bit extra work. Okay, so like it's our responsibility to maybe put in extra hours of training to be able to do what a man can do. For example, a man can maybe lift a 80 kilogram dummy up maybe without even training, because he has higher bone density, bigger muscles. Physically, maybe he's just engineered and created differently. Female has lower bone density, thinner skin, less muscle mass. We made and engineered differently, but it doesn't mean that we're not capable of doing the exact same thing. It just means that we have the responsibility to train harder. Okay, so maybe we have to train harder than a man in our capacity to be able to do what they can do. So here we are at the competition, having to carry the exact same dummies, the exact same weights, and hauling up the exact same equipment, and we have to do it because that's our job. I always say, like, irrespective of like females or males, like, doing our job, you're not going to get like a fancy medal for it, you're not going to get accolades, you're not going to get recognition for it. You're doing it out of your heart because you obviously feel you put in that place to fulfill this function, and you want to do it to serve your community, and you did a good job when you're able to come home to your family every day and you're alive and not dead, because you're fit enough, you're strong enough. And that brings me to my next point. It's not only about physically training. Your body and your being is made up of so much more than just a physical body. Yes, our work is very physical, but we have to also have balance, having balance psychologically and emotionally. Looking at the traumas we have to go through on a daily basis, you really have to condition yourself and condition your mind, prepare your emotions each and every day to face what you're going to be facing, because you don't know what you're going to get when that siren drops and when that bell drops. You don't know what you're going out to. So you have to have endurance, not only physically but psychologically and emotionally as well, because you're in this career not for 5 years or 3 years. You're going to be in this career for your life. This is my life. I chose this life. This is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to have to, each firefighter in this position would have to evolve and, continuously grow and evolve and prepare themselves physically and emotionally and mentally for each and every shift, So again, being physically fit is one thing. Preparing your mind, having a good mind, calm, oneness of mind, clarity of thought, clear intentions, that's important. And then also eating healthily. resting enough. Because yes, physical training is important, but you have to find balance, you have to rest as well. You have to eat healthy, think the right things, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself. And these are all things maybe sometimes we forget to do as we move along, you know. But these are all important things that firefighters would have to do, female and male, to have longevity in a service like this. I was sick at the time, my son was sick at the time, and you know, it was time for him to get his medication, and he was like about 1.5 years old, and I was making like hot chips on the stove, because you know, like kids when they're sick they just want to eat whatever, just to get something in his stomach to give him his medication. And I put the oil on the stove, and then I was sick, and I just went to go like feed him in the room. And while the oil was still warming up, breastfeed him, and then while the oil was still warming up, I just fell asleep. And then I woke up to the crackling sound of like the fire burning like in the kitchen, and everything was on flames, the stove, the cupboard, ceiling, and everything was just up in flames. And then the firefighters came obviously on scene, and at that moment there was just like that massive sense of relief, you know, and I never felt that before, because usually I was the one aiding somebody or helping somebody coming from a life-saving background in my family in sea rescue. So we were always the people to give the help, and here I'm in the position where I never thought I would be, but I actually needed the help. And at that point I felt this massive sense of gratitude, like the weight of the world was just not on my shoulders, and I'm going to be okay. And there are people in the world that help people, you know, and not everybody is out there to like, you know, hurt you or get you or whatever. And I just wanted to give that sense of relief to somebody else when they're having their worst day of their life. So yeah, when they're having their worst day, and maybe it doesn't always end happily, maybe their families perish in a fire, unfortunately, you know, but I'm at least there, we're at least there to at least help make their day a little bit better when they're experiencing like their worst day of their life. So yeah, I think I live for those moments at work, yeah.